camera can be handled by anyone. I would say it's just a tool, it's a secondary, but the brain behind camera is more important. I started as a lightman, then I joined a camera team, and then eventually become a cinematographer. Yes. So I don't want everyone to travel so long for 12, 13 years to become a cinematographer. I want everyone to be a DOP. If they reply me in a way ki how can I make money out of this, then I would shut them off.
A director sees a film from a very different perspective, and a cinematographer sees from a very different perspective. What ground you both decide to fulfill the same vision?
If you're already building your world around things which are already done, then you're killing your instinct, I think so. Creativity is, I think it's more of what you have inside. So you cannot teach creativity.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hi.
Welcome on Dear Voice podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
How did you started in industry?
It's a very different journey, I would say. I never dreamed of being a cinematographer. It eventually happened. Some people say that I had it in me, but I always had interest in my cameras. Wherever in family functions or wherever there was a camera, I was always inquisitive about it. I started as a lightman, and then I joined a camera team, and then eventually interned a few DOPs. And then while assisting, I figured how to do it, and then eventually become a cinematographer. Yes.
Tell us about your life, like from where you're coming, the background and everything.
I had a very humble background. I'm from a slum, that's the term for Mumbai people.
Okay.
I started there, and then while making the daily living, I was also supporting my family, and while I was working, I was learning, and I wanted to pursue cinematography, but not in a very formal way of going to school and colleges, or in a way approaching cinematography in a proper way. But eventually through my mentors and whoever came across taught me. Whenever I was working with someone, everyone was very keen on teaching me, and I was very keen on learning. So that's how I eventually made it to the top, I would say.
You've always been a Bombay boy.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, I'm proud of it.
And you started very early.
Yeah, I started very early. I started
Now it's been almost 15
25 years.
25 years. Wow. What changes do you see in industry now?
Right now, the maximum change that is happening in last 2-3 years, I think post COVID it changed a lot. The entertainment industry, I think the whole world changed, but the most changes I've seen is post COVID, since all the attention span went away from the screens, from the theater, I would say, to the handset, mobile phones right now.
Yes.
So all the media consumption is mostly happening on the phone. So all the big projects that were happening for cinemas, for theaters, that is going down a bit, and more OTT is coming up, and that too also is going down. Now it's coming to faster media, short stories, short series and all that.
Verticals.
Vertical series.
Yeah.
So the entertainment industry has changed a lot. Advertising world has changed a lot, because now no more hoardings or no more big TVCs coming up. Only short commercials or more collaborative posts.
Digital collabs.
More digital, more what do you call, influencers. More that kind of marketing is happening. So it changed a lot. Even the cameras have changed. Earlier we used to shoot on film cameras. Now it shifted to digital cameras, and even now people are shooting on phone. So that is a big change, I would say, for a cinematographer.
Influencer marketing, how is impacting you as a cinematographer?
So influencer market is basically how we saw celebs, like big celebs. Now these are I would not say small celebs, but these are like more easy to reach out to people. People could connect easily with these influencers. They would relate to them as a day-to-day person, and they would, that kind of a marketing is happening. How that affects my thing is, the scale of the projects have gone down.
Okay.
Because of the new demand, the camera companies are also making smaller cameras, smaller projects, compact lighting, compact setups. So that affects my scale because a lot of production has gone down. And what I used to do, what I used to shoot a lot on bigger scales are now gone down. So smaller cameras need lesser crew, less people. So that is how it affects.
Does that affects the quality of the work also?
Obviously, it does, but not in a big way, because people who are used to do good quality work are still doing it. The quantity is more now, so because once the quantity goes up, the quality comes down. It's an immediate effect.
And what about creativity?
Creativity is still there. I think the creative market is now in the bigger ballpark. Everyone is creative now. Every creator can create something. It is open to everyone now. Earlier was very limited to directors or people who have learned the art.
लॉरेंस, आप मुझे एक डिफरेंस बताइए जो कि बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता है, और वो है डीओपी वर्सेस सिनेमेटोग्राफर.
DOP and cinematographer is similar term for a similar uh, designation. I would say earlier it was called cameraman. It was as simple as layman would understand camera के पीछे काम करने वाला cameraman. It's like Superman. Cinematographer is a very old term. It's a very old term. There was a instrument called cinematograph. So the person who has to operate cinematograph was called cinematographer. DOP is nothing but director of photography. Director of photography comes in multiple camera setups. When there are 3 cameras or when there are 7 cameras, so we need one person who would guide all of them.
Okay.
So if there are like 7 cameramen, one person who is guiding them would be called DOP, director of photography.
How was your experience working on Unard?
It was a very different experience for me because I was doing a lot of advertising. I've not done it is called a long format because it's a feature film.
Yes.
So one of the production guy called me, would you be interested in doing a long format? So I immediately said yes because I wanted to do a feature film.
It's a new experience.
It's a new experience. Also, I loved the script and I was very inspired by a film called Life of Pi. It's in a ocean, it's on a boat, and how the life changes, and it was similar to that. So I got excited and we shot 8 days on boat, on a very small boat, and we really went into the ocean and we did not do any CGI. We really shot in an ocean, and we came back and we shot on land also. But it was a life-changing experience for me because it is one of my best feature film that I have done. And although it's a regional film, it's a Marathi film, Maharashtrian culture, but I would say it's an international film.
Because of the quality.
Because of the quality and the content. Yeah.
When you shoot a film or something in long format, being a cinematographer, do you ever feel कि ये scene नहीं काम करने वाला है? But not being in that position, how you handle that? I mean, do you convey that to the director and do they understand?
मतलब director of photography or selecting me comes much later because when the script has been written and the director is involved in the process, producer is obviously involved from the beginning of the project, and when the project gets a green light, go ahead from the channel or from the producers or wherever is gonna release, then comes the DOP because then you have to select the location, and so mostly writing is done much before. So when a DOP is decided on the project, he reads the script and just follows it like a technical guy. But a lot of discussions happens in pre-production also. So if I feel anything in the pre-production, I would point it out there and there itself. Calling it on a shoot is very late actually. On the set, if you have to, because it reflects in a lot of other scenes that is following the scene.
Yes.
So you cannot just cut out one scene on the day. So it has to be done in the pre-production. The way I say, sometimes it might skip mind, and then you land up on the shoot, and then you think, now this scene is not going to work out.
Yes.
Or maybe if you can work out some other way, or if you can communicate with the actors, ki if you play it this way, maybe this will work. That's how I convey it, but not in a very harsh manner, in a very cooperative way. Ki if we can work out in a this way, maybe this scene will work, or maybe we'll still like a way that we are trying to figure it out, not in a authoritative way कि नहीं change कर लेते इस scene को, it will not work. ऐसा नहीं है, because it's an art. So art is, there is nothing wrong or right in art, but if you think कि this is not gonna work, that is your thought, and you can only bounce it off. You cannot write it off कि saying that it will not work. So I bounce off thoughts, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't.
So when such situations occurs, do like the people in authority, they hear you, they follow?
If I'm convinced enough with my whatever I'm saying, if I'm convinced and I have enough conviction to convey this message to them, then they will understand and take it in a positive way. If I am confused about my thoughts, ki maybe I don't know, this will not work. If I don't have enough explanation why I'm saying this, then no one will accept it.
You've been into ads for very long, and then the long format. What kind of challenges you feel like, and how different they are from each other?
Advertising world is very different, because a lot of things are locked before the shoot in advertising, because advertising agencies already bounce ideas in themselves, and then they pitch it to the client. Client selects out of lot of agencies, so there are a lot of ideas, and they select one idea. They stick to that idea, and then the agencies select one of the production house who are pitching directors to them. So they select whichever director will justify their script. So most of the things are locked before the shoot. Storyboard, shot division, everything is locked. And in advertising, product is the hero. There is even though there is a celebrity, but the product is the hero. So the way of shooting it, the way of shot taking, small shots, even a 30-seconder will take 1 day or 2 days to take some 30 shots or 15 shots or something like that. But in longer format, there is no client. I mean, the audience is the client.
Yes, yeah.
Client, and the script is the soul of the film. So directors, there is no there are no creative directors as such. I mean, in the films, the director is the main captain of the ship, and he decides whatever he feels like. So he's telling his way of telling stories. And then we have a lot of freedom in doing a lot of things that we can decide. If you feel like on that day, if you feel like doing something, we don't have any agency or client to justify our thoughts. So it's more freedom, and we can express ourselves more, even though if we are spontaneous on that day, we can do that. We have that creative liberty to take things forward in our ways.
Yeah, but
So,
not in ads.
Not in ads, because a lot of things are locked already.
So do you ever feel like, I'm talking about the celebrity and the normal ad guys like, models and all. While shooting, do you ever feel that, yeah, this is, I mean, the face is not working with the product, and do you ever feel?
I would say while shooting advertising, I leave my brain behind. I don't think a lot. It's just money.
Yeah.
Nothing else, because everyone, even the celebrities are doing it for money.
Yes, yes.
So there's no brain involved. I mean, there are a lot of directors, storytellers who are working in advertising only for the whole life. I'm not saying they're only doing it for money. They do it for storytelling as well. But a lot of other people are just doing it for money. I don't think so. It is too late for us to decide the face doesn't work.
But ऐसी feelings आती
Feeling
होगी
आती है, but घर पे छोड़ देना.
Survival is the smartest way.
Yes.
Okay. So when you are on ad sets, there are limited shots and pre-decided everything.
Yes.
So do you feel creative freedom over there, or you're just following the direction?
Mostly following the directions. Uh, thing is, even if you're shooting a 30-second, it takes a lot of prep in that. Matlab it almost takes 10 days or something. Location recce and pre-visualizations, technical recce's. We have to decide what shots we have to take and lot of technical way of handling what we need to do. In that phase, we can, we can tell people that we can try this also. We can try this. They are open to that. But after PPM, presentations to the client, things get locked. Before that, we can still say things ki this can be done this way, this can be done in CGI, this can be achieved on set.
A director sees a film from a very different perspective, and a cinematographer sees from a very different perspective. What ground you both decide कि this will be the best? How you approach to fulfill the same vision to a project?
A very generic way to do it is every individual is different, I would say. No person is same. I cannot say all the directors I've worked with are same. They're all different. Everyone has a different thought. Everyone has, some people have very good clarity about what they want, so they would dictate terms. Some people would say ki I don't know what I want, but I'm sure you will get what I want. So they will just give the liberty to us cinematographers to do whatever you feel is right. Some people at some days might think ki I know what I want, and they would say ki ऐसा कुछ करना Lawrence, देख how can you achieve it. So it's a very collaborative process. Different people the directors sign up with the DOPs whom they are easy to work with. They have to decide on a lot of things. So if the conflict of taking shots is there, then it will be a hurdle to the filmmaking process.
Yeah.
So what they do is before signing up for that, they will see the profile, they will see, and they will meet in person, because we have to work on in person on sets. So they would meet in cafes, maybe in offices, and they would discuss things, and they would think, yeah, ठीक है, जम रहा है इसके साथ, and they might do a test shoot or something to understand ki how the work is flowing or not. They would see our past works to judge our what is the capability or something like that. And I think mostly it's like that. No one will go directly on set without talking to or working
Having
with each
a
other.
team.
Yeah. So it's a more collaborative process on how people like to work rather than just landing on set and directly dictating terms.
बट कभी ऐसा हुआ है आपके साथ कि वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ है while shooting?
होता है, मेरे साथ तो होता है, because in a good way, if it's in a healthy way to make the shot look better, or I think the trolley would work and the director thinks it's static would work, then the directors would say कि static भी ले लेते हैं, trolley भी ले लेते हैं, चल देखूंगा मैं, edit में decide कर लूंगा, not to hurt our sentiments. And sometimes I would take a shot which director wants and then let him decide in the edit कि ये अच्छा लग रहा है कि वो अच्छा लग रहा है. So that's how we tackle, I think. It's a good way. As long as it's healthy, then I would not mind it.
So there is liberty of creative expression.
Yes, there is.
Okay. So do you think that the bigger the star, the more manipulative film become as per the star status?
I would not agree with that, because star as an actor, you're saying.
Yes.
It depends on how much the actor is involved in the script. A lot of people are celebrities in their own world. They don't even feel the film is important for them.
Yeah.
So they don't even involved in script. They just read it. They don't even read the dialogue. They just put a prompter on camera and just read it on camera and do like that. Some people do get into the script, and I would say those are better ones, who get involved in the script in a good or a bad way. At least they're involved in the script.
They are involved. They know
what is happening and what is going on. And if they are worried about their image more than the than the character in the film, then it's a problem. If they're involved they're worried more about the character, the person they are playing in the film is, I think, is more important than what their actual are.
तो कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि now actor is so involved that there is no creative freedom from other team members?
No, if the actor is involved, then he would be involved from the pre-production only. He would ask the script, he would get it narrated, he would get involved with the DOP, he would get involved with the costume department, कि कैसे costumes आ रहे हैं, क्या है, how is my set looking, and that kind of I mean questions are good for us only. I mean then everyone gets collaborated and then they would tell कि अरे वो पूछेगा तो क्या जवाब देगा, तो let's have a discussion on it, and it's only healthy, I think, for filmmaking.
Nowadays, I also feel that there are more of table read with the team, with the actor, with the director. So, which comes to a point where everybody agrees to everybody, and then we move forward.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it. But also, I would say the film is more directors than anyone else's, because or if the lead actor is directing also,
Yeah.
so then it becomes the hero's film more than the film. But I would say if one person is taking the call is more important rather than 10 people taking calls.
ऐसा भी कर लेते
हाँ,
हैं, ऐसा भी
ऐसे भी
कर
कर लेते हैं, वैसे भी कर लेते हैं, and then it's chaos.
Have you ever felt while shooting like any project कि people are so excited but somewhere you know that is not working?
होता है ऐसा. I would not name the film, but ऐसे फिल्म्स होते जो स्क्रिप्ट, मतलब जब स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते हैं तभी पता चलता है कि यार ये तो वर्क नहीं होने वाला है. तो देन एवरीवन हु इज क्रिएटिव ऑन दैट डिपार्टमेंट ट्राई टू गिव देयर बेस्ट वर्क. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि सबका शोरील बन जाता है बट फिल्म नहीं बनती है.
So, well, at least you have something to show.
Yeah, मतलब म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर विल गिव हिज बेस्ट सॉन्ग्स बट द फिल्म डजंट वर्क. Cinematography is the best, but the story doesn't come out.
We were talking about COVID era, and mostly the people who are behind the camera, they are not supported well. What is your thought about it?
In what way you're saying?
In suppose like COVID was a very difficult time where for years people didn't work. So I'm sure financially it would have been very difficult for everybody. As a cinematographer also it must be very difficult. So what kind of support do you people get from the industry?
There are few unions which worked, I mean, gave some support, but it was bad for everyone. I mean, the whole country was down, so expecting support from them would be, I think, a wrong thing to think. What I did was whatever work I could get after COVID. The first lockdown was for 40 days.
Yes.
Post that, there was unlock, phase 1, phase 2,
Yes.
phase 3, unlock, safety, and whatever work came my way, I picked it up. So I was working in that post-COVID area also. I was working. Those people who opted not to work, they were suffering, I think so. So people like Salman Khan gave some aid to people who were union members, officially union members. They gave some aid to them, and I don't think so other unions did any help to anyone.
Okay. So do you have any kind of support system from the government also?
Not really. No, nothing.
So do you think that there should be these kind of like some scheme from governments and
I
all?
think it's a creative field, and looking for, even for expecting support, it's a wrong thing, I think.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know. I don't think so. We should beg for support.
No, it's not begging. It's like the right. Like you are in. I might be wrong because I really don't know how the film industry behind the camera works. Okay, I just want to know, as per the third person perspective, that now corporates are involved and everything is the work is coming as an industry, like
Correct, correct, correct.
the people are under contract and
Right.
everything. So I just want to know, in that scenario, why no help is needed? Because I understand it's a creative field. There has to be your choice, like you want to work on this project or no. But there has to be some basic rights, right?
Huh. I would say this job is based on talent. So if even if if I've done 100 feature films and there's a new one coming up, I have to still uh, be good enough to take that project. Not that my experience would count or my history would count. I have to be good enough on that day. So you cannot hire a DOP who's handicapped or who doesn't have eyes, or so you have to be physically fit, creatively fit, and you have to fit for that job on that day also. So it's more of a day-to-day job. So even if you have a past history, you are selected on the basis of talent, on the creativity. So this is not a safe job if you're choosing to be a cinematographer, because every day you are being interviewed. Every ad or every project you have been interviewed on what you can deliver. So even if I have 25 years of experience, I still have to prove myself on that day. So expecting support from this kind of a job is very I don't know. I don't feel the need for the support.
It's like daily kuan khodo aur pani piyo.
Daily kuan khodo, pani
And you're
piyo.
okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
So I have a question about inclusivity, because we just talked about the disabled people.
Sure.
I can be disabled, right?
Yes, yes.
But my creative level is different.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So should I be given work or no?
You should be given work 100%. If you are capable enough. See, even if when I said DOP can also guide people. Matlab, he can sit behind. Even there is a lady who's a DOP, can guide. They can hire men to operate cameras, and then she can sit back on the monitor and still guide people. If she's clear enough in her vision and clear enough in her direction to tell people what they want to do, what they have to do, then she can do it, still do it.
No, but I'm not talking about the gender, about the male or female.
Correct.
Female are doing amazing work in industry.
Of course. I'm not telling, even I've just told it because if you're talking about disabilities of handing cameras or telling people how to operate lights or something like that, even if you don't have legs, you can still do a job of a cinematographer by being a DOP on the set.
What is the longest period when you didn't work?
Longest period? I think it comes every year. I didn't count the time, but I think a month or two, maybe.
That is the longest
That
period.
is the longest, yes.
But have you ever think about the people who are very talented but maybe not at that place to get the work? So do you ever think about them, that what must be happening with them financially?
The only thing that is stopping them is themselves. Nothing can stop you. No situation, nothing can stop you. If you're good enough, you have to be presentable enough. You have to be there, available, and then you'll get it. Anyhow,
That's your
nothing
conviction.
can stop it. Yeah.
That's your conviction.
Yeah, that's my conviction.
So what is the biggest project you have worked?
Biggest project will be a Bollywood film which I did was Main Atal Hoon.
Okay,
Atal,
yes.
yes.
That
Pankaj
was a-
Tripathi.
Pankaj Tripathi. That was a big film.
Yeah, biopic on Atal Bihari Vajpayee, I
Yes,
think was the
yes.
biggest Prime Minister of India.
What is the new work you're going to work?
New thing, I cannot disclose it, but it's a web series.
Oh, amazing. And I know that you're doing a good work for newcomers, like new DOP and cinematographer. Can you tell us about that?
So how I landed up being a cinematographer was a very different journey from what people usually have a path to go to school and then go to film school and then educate yourself and then come on film sets and start working. I did it on the other side, learning on sets and taking a very long, I would say, very long path of like 12, 14 years in working, and then I came on doing that. So I don't want everyone to travel so long for 12, 13 years to become a cinematographer. I want everyone to be a DOP, cinematographer. If you have enough talent and you don't know how to showcase it, I would help you to do that. And I take channel. I have my Instagram channel. I take classes also, weekly classes, live sessions whenever it's possible on different topics, because there are a lot of topics to cover. It's a technical field, handling cameras, gadgets, a lot of lenses, technicalities involved, but it's still an art form, I would say.
Yes.
So you need a artist to come out, because camera can be handled by anyone, I would say. It's just a tool, it's a secondary part of the process, but the brain behind camera is more important, because same shot, same camera, same lenses can be treated in multiple different ways, but you don't have to put a bar to it. There is no parameter to creativity. So if you open that, there is n number of possibilities to achieve a shot. I mean, even though there are like so many cinemas around the world, or so many things being shot, everything is been recorded every day, we can still create something new.
Yeah.
So I help people who don't understand how to work in the film industry, or how to get day-to-day work, or how do you want to create something which you have in mind, but no, nothing has been created till now. And if you want to create it, how do people like who are shooting small projects want to get into big sets, and they cannot get it because there are limited number of crews involved. So how do they get exposure to that, or how do they experience bigger sets without being invited to one? So I try to help them however I could. In that way, yeah, I do that.
So I'll be asking some personal questions because
Sure.
you started very young
Yeah.
as a cinematographer, and your journey was not that easy also.
Yes.
So have you ever thought that if you wouldn't have been a cinematographer, then what?
If I would not be a cinematographer, then I would be a sports person, maybe.
Which sports?
Yeah, cricket.
Cricket.
Cricket, because India is all about cricket.
No, what about your choice? Forget about
Ah,
India.
uh, to be very honest, matlab, I was a very introvert kid in the class. Matlab, there were 50, 60 students in my class. I would interact with only one person. That was my group. That was my biggest group. And if I was not with the group, then I would be alone.
Okay.
So I would not participate in any competitions or any sports, or if not compulsory. So I was not very popular in the school. When I came out of the school, people figured out who's Lawrence, who's this cinematographer Lawrence Dcunha. He was
Yeah.
in our school.
Yeah.
So, and then I landed up on sets. That was my biggest fear of working around people. I don't go to malls. I don't go to theaters. I don't like people. I don't like, it's claustrophobic for me, the people around. So landing up on set was my biggest challenge and my biggest fear. And in this job, you have to be expressive. You have
Yes.
to tell stories. You have to interact with different creative people on a different day. You have to express yourself. Uh, Best way to express myself is through my work, through my camera, through my lighting, so I don't have to speak a lot for my work. My work speaks for me. That is a good way of doing cinematography. You don't have to. I mean, if I'm not a dialogue writer, if I'm not a script writer, if I'm not a storyteller, I can still tell my stories through my lenses, through my lighting or through my cameras. That was my advantage, I think, being a
That's the way of
cinematographer.
expression for you.
Yes, yes. So talking about my fears, get to that camera, we have to tackle a lot of producers, a lot of directors, and to sell yourself before working on
Yes.
set. So that was a difficult part, and I think that's why it took so long to reach there.
Like now I know that you are an introvert and you're saying that you have to interact with lot of people before getting the work also and after getting the work, and on day-to-day basis until you complete the project.
Yes.
So how you safeguard yourself? Like you must be thinking like, oh my God, like.
So usually DOP has a lot of assistants. So we have I have group of assistant 4-5 people around me who would communicate for me, or like a director has a DA. I has my personal assistant who would reply my emails, reply in the group. I would add them in the group, reply for me, read the script for me, or do things like that. But obviously, the decisions are mine. But that is a cool way to handle things. But when we have to come face to face with someone, I did a lot of advertising because of that, I think. So because every day there is a new one.
Oh.
So you don't have to face the same person again and again. That is my fear again.
But that
So
could be challenging also.
that is okay, because you don't. I don't know what that person is expecting. So whatever I am on that day, because I don't like to prepare things, because even for this interview I did not prepare single thing. I'll be this day I'm this. Maybe if you see my past interviews, I would have said different things.
Now
So-
I know why you are okay with, even if you're not getting any kind of help, because you take every day as a new day.
Yes.
And a new challenge, and you
Yes.
want to come over it.
Yeah.
So basically that's your approach.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my, yeah.
So now I understand that why you're okay with not getting the help or not approaching for any aid, you know.
Yes.
Now I totally
Yes,
get it.
yes.
We were talking about the new talents coming into this field. So when, like you said, you know, you help them to explore the sets and the camera and everything. So is it important for a person to have both the knowledge about like creativity also and about the technology behind it?
So, as this job is very technical, I would say you have to be technically very sound about whatever camera you're using on that day, and lens. You should be aware of that. That is the basic, primary, most basic understanding you should have about things on that day. Creativity is, I think, it's more of a reflection of your inside, what you have inside. So you cannot teach creativity. There's no way. There's no art school which can teach art.
Yes.
They can only teach methods of doing it. But what comes from inside is your call, your way of saying things, expressing things is art. So technically you should be sound. That is more primary, more understanding what each light can do. But what you can do with that light is your thing, your calling, or your way of expressing things. So I don't teach art. Art can never be taught, but I teach technique of exploring yourself. So I don't teach rules also, because I teach rules only to break it. So if you know the rule, you can break it. If
It's
you don't know,
something very different coming from an introvert saying that I teach to break the rules. Where introverts like to be under the rule and a
Correct.
routine.
Right.
So this is something different.
Because that is my fear. So I teach them not to fear.
Okay. So like you rightly said that creativity can't be taught.
Yeah.
But आप कभी ऐसे इंसान से मिले हो जो कि क्रिएटिविटी में मास्टर है but they don't know T of technology. So how you handle that kind of person?
I've worked with those people a lot. That's how my job as a technician comes in, where people wants to say, some directors would say कि मुझे एक silhouette shot चाहिए. कैसे करना मुझे नहीं पता. तो silhouette shot, you should understand what a silhouette shot is. Basically a burnout background and maybe a figure which is black against white. So technically you should know what each shot can do, and then people who are not aware of how to achieve it can still achieve it through you. So that's how the technical part of the cinematographer comes in. And if a director is sure about what he wants, say suppose a dolly zoom shot, a vertigo shot, or maybe character is getting claustrophobic, or how he wants to express one shot, or something like that. And if the director tells you to take that shot, then you should be sound enough technically to know how to take it. You cannot go and Google and research on that day कि यार ये shot कैसे लेना है. Then you are weak, I think. So technically you should be sound enough. You should know what should be done for what, and then leave the creativity on that day for spontaneity.
Nowadays, lot of independent films are made, and I'm not sure that the director and they are so trained about the techniques and everything.
Right.
Okay, so now if I'm a director, I know कि मुझे क्या shoot करना है.
Correct.
But I don't know how to shoot, या मुझे वो frame को भी क्या बोलते हैं.
terms नहीं
तो
पता.
ऐसे में how a newcomer director will convey to the cinematographer in their language, or the cinematographer understand themselves कि अच्छा मुझे अगर director का ये vision है तो मुझे ये करना है.
हाँ, I love those people. I love people who are technically not so good. They don't understand what can be done and what cannot be done. The best part is they don't understand what cannot be done. So I love first newcomer directors or new people who don't understand terms or jargons, or they would not tell you a round trolley shot, or they would not say कि ये shot जिमी जिप से लेते हैं, ये shot drone से लेते हैं, ऊपर से चाहिए. So I love that because they have a POV which a technical person would not have. Something new which matlab they would think out of box. They would not be, they don't have a box. Box is limit, and they are limitless. So I think people who don't understand are the best people because they will think without limits, and I love those people because if I know the limitations of my budgets, of my limitations of my equipment, and I will not think of those shots because I know my limitations. But some people like that would say कि अरे एक shot ऐसे कुछ ले सकते हैं क्या? Then they would force me to think in a way which I would not think. So it's a very good way, and cinematographer should be open enough to take those those kind of people or those kind of lines. अरे ये क्या बोल रहे थे, को पता नहीं क्या इसको क्या बोलते हैं, rather than explaining him कि उसको क्या बोलते हैं, they should understand what he wants.
So
yeah.
in near future you're going to get a director like me who will say मुझे ना घूमता हुआ शॉट चाहिए.
Wow, I would
मुझे
love it.
उड़ता हुआ शॉट
I would
चाहिए
love it.
जिसमें ना एक्टर्स खड़ा है लेकिन कैमरा घूम रहा है.
Perfect. I would love that because the basic thought of shot taking from a layman's language, they don't understand all those language, right? People who are watching it.
Yes.
तो उनके लिए तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. तो if the director is so pure about what they want to show to the audience, so I think more people will relate to that shot. It's more wider cinema,
Okay.
I would say.
You are teaching new talent about this techniques and cinematography. Do you ever feel that there should be a proper formal education about it in India?
Of course, there are like thousands, millions film schools now in every gully kucha. Problem with education is not the schools or the institutes.
Then?
Problem is with the students, because people think the students in wherever, even if there's a primary school or secondary school or college or wherever, people go to spend their years. They don't go to learn. There are only few students who come out of even of the best school, film school in the world. There are only few students which come out and they make it to the industry because they really want to make it to the industry. And other people just go there to spend time.
No, but these are very specific field, right?
Correct, of course.
These are filmmaking का बहुत ही specific field है.
Of course.
It's not like a music school कि आप वहाँ पे जाओगे और फिर decide करोगे कि मुझे क्या करना है.
हाँ, पर यही तो करते लोग, जाते और decide नहीं कर पाते कि हमको क्या करना है. मतलब lot of people, cinematography student people come to me and they, सर पता नहीं मुझे cinematographer बनना है कि नहीं बनना है, या शायद मैं director बनना चाहता हूँ, या शायद मैं art director बनना चाहता हूँ. That means they wasted their 3 years in just figuring out what they want. So I'm telling you, there are only few people who are very clear with their thoughts on studying something. So if अगर वो students का mindset correct हो ना, तो they can learn मतलब I तो never went to the film school, but you can learn in any XYZ school. But if you just want a tag of the film school, like LA Film School, या New York Film School, या Prague Film School, the film school cannot make great students. Students make film school great. Well, I mean, the students which come out with gold medal and they make a national award films, only those students name you can hear like ये film school से था. बाकी के कहाँ गए? और भी तो पढ़े थे. वो कहाँ गए? Film school नहीं बना था.
But you're talking about the private, institute, like the huge amount of payment, right? So don't you think that there should be a basic knowledge about or the education system about it, where the technology and techniques are taught, and it becomes little easier for the people who comes from a little humble background? Because see, you also come from a very humble background.
Yes.
But being in Bombay, it was easy for you to
Right,
explore
right.
because
Correct.
you had a base.
Correct.
But the people who comes from tier 3 cities or a small villages, they don't have base in Bombay, right? So that becomes very difficult for them. So I was asking that question from that perspective.
But there are also a lot of education institutes or some people who are from this humble background. They have started their own film school courses, but government can only provide till matlab there is not much demand. I mean, in comparison to the say doctors का schools or engineering schools, उतना demand नहीं है for cinematography. That is why there is lesser schools, but there are, even if you Google search it now, you will find a school where you can get admission for minimum fees. So if there is a demand, there is a supply, and
So-
that much supply is there, I think so.
So why there is no demand? Because Indian film industry is one of the largest industry.
Right.
So why there is no demand for
It is
these-
not that large. If you see, we have a country of billions, but still films make only 1,000 crores maximum. I mean, the biggest film will make only 1,000 crore rupees. That means not all of them are watching films.
But it's about
only 1% people
but
watching the
again,
films.
it comes to the economy level of our country,
Exactly.
right?
So it is a very expensive business,
Yeah.
and not everyone can afford it.
We can't compare to the American films or
Of course not.
Okay.
Because the budgets are low. Because where there is return on investment, people will invest more. I mean, people, Reliance getting into film industries, and
you saying it's not large.
it is not large. It is not that big that Ambani's biggest investment is not film industry.
It's one
That-
of the it's one of the industry for
so
them.
it is a very small scale.
But these investment from corporate makes industry big, right?
Yeah. But even Reliance started Jio, but they realized that the market is not that big. So they came out of it. I mean, they reduced the stakes. They just bought over Hotstar and something like that. But that is it. They are not doing much.
But don't you think that happened because of more of creative conflict than the financial?
I think it's it's completely business. Wherever the money is, the only business.
So
They
that's
don't
what I'm saying.
They don't talk about creative
That's what I'm
conflicts.
saying, that people started and they believed in themselves and they started making individual and films instead of going to corporates, but because there was no creative freedom.
I think that's a very different topic to from cinematography. But I mean, like when Jio started in OTDs and everything, when Jio Cinema came in, Jio, they claimed they will start some 300 projects, announced also. So every XYZ person came up with a project. Even with Hotstar or something, when the COVID time was there, the cinemas were shut, and they started releasing on OTTs, releasing cinema films on OTTs. They bought films for like 1,000 crores, and they thought it would return. But there were no returns on those scripts because the scripts were shit. I mean, they were just making money out of the films, out of the projects, rather than making films for the projects. So it was more project 300 project bana raha. They were not making films for the need of the films. So I think cinema the basic need for cinema was entertainment, and entertainment comes through I think very culture based. I mean, why Kantara works was
It
it
was
was
culture.
more culture, and
Yes.
why all the foreign films work, they are true to their cultures. And wherever they, why Malayalam film works is more because their cultural background.
Yes.
And even if there is a small story, they're telling it in their own ways. That's how I think film's soul and the reality, the real cinema comes out. If they are forced, if I am forced to make 10 projects in 10 days, then maybe one project will be real.
Yes.
Rest of them will be just a process.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of a lot of films that are made are just projects. They're not from the heart or the soul.
Yeah.
So that's why it doesn't work.
So do you think that in Hindi films are lacking that cultural background?
Of course.
And that is also one of the reason that we are failing as an industry?
Yeah, that is one of the reason, because a good filmmaker, like anyone who had done a low budget film, if you give him a 100 crore budget film, he will fail, because that is not his calling. So if you give him 10 crores, he'll make a very mind blowing Marathi film or whatever regional film he will make. But if you give him 100 crore film, he will fail, because that is not his true nature, not his true soul calling. So वहाँ पे it fails. I think so.
Like a film like Tambar that works so phenomenally, but there are a big star cast film in Hindi, but they don't do well. So this is one of the reasons.
This is one of the reasons, because audience is either connected when they relate with the character or they see something new. If they're watching everything which they have seen, because so many content which is coming online, if you see someone who you can relate with, you will connect. Or if you see something new, only these two things I think works. Rest everything is kachra.
When a new student comes to you and they don't have basic knowledge, but they want to pursue the career into this field, but you know that they don't have
Correct.
in them, how you tell them ki, choose something which is more interesting for them?
Okay. So yeah, I would ask them why they chose this. Not judge them technically, but asking them why they're doing it. If they reply me in a way ki how can I make money out of this, then I would shut them off. I would tell them ki look for some other profession. There are a lot of assistants. They ask me कि सर बहुत टाइम हो गया फ्री में काम करके करके, now I want to work for money, making money out of assisting someone. So I tell them straight away कि if you're thinking of making money, just leave this job and go somewhere else. कुछ मजदूरी कर लो, कहीं पे सैलराइड जॉब कर लो, you will make money. But if you're making money out of cinematography while learning, then it's a wrong way to do it. If you have to learn, then learn. Don't make money out of it.
You're in this industry from last 25 years,
Yeah.
and you might have seen a lot of people coming
Haan,
and then
and
going
going,
back
yeah,
also,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what is the one thing that is lacking in now coming talents?
Patience is lacking. I think everyone wants to reach on the top. Every building, matlab, the base foundation is very weak. I mean, everyone wants to reach up, but there is a ladder to it. So you have to go step by step. I mean, you can reach fast, but you have to step upwards. So you have to take every step. You cannot just take a shortcut and be a cinematographer on the next day, because lot of things that I teach, which is not technical also, which is like a personal things like be kind, be punctual, be very dedicated to your job, and be fear should be there. I mean, even if you're shooting your 10th feature film, you should have that butterflies in your stomach, ki whether I will be pulling off my best job. And your best job should be your last job. You cannot say कि 10 साल पहले मैंने एक शूट किया था वो बेस्ट था मेरा. Every day you should, whatever you're doing, whatever should be your best. I think that is what I tell each and every person.
Okay. आपके साथ कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि जब कोई लड़का या लड़की आपके पास आती है सिनेमेटोग्राफी के लिए एंड दे आर वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड देन यू टेक देम टू द सेट एंड लुकिंग द केओस, वो बोलते कि नहीं यार ये तो मुझसे नहीं हो सकता?
बहुत लोग हैं ऐसे बहुत बार हुआ है, बहुत लोग आते हैं। पहली बात तो मेरे सेट पे रूल है कि अगर लेट हो गया तो घर चले जाओ तो बहुत लोग लेट आने के बाद पैर पकड़ते, सर सर आज के लिए रख लो मुझे। नहीं, बिकॉज आज रख लिया तो तू हर बार यही करेगा, तो आज चले जा, दोबारा आ जाना, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है मुझे, लेट कमर से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट आई विल नॉट चेंज माई सेल्फ फॉर यू, बिकॉज आई बीन लाइक दैट। और बहुत लोगों का प्रॉब्लम होता है कि वी हैव टू stand and be attentive for 12 hours, maybe more, 12 working hours, and then पहले के बाद में के जो 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours, तो बहुत लोगों के पैर दुखने लग जाते हैं, बैठ जाते हैं, एंड बैठने का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, अटेंशन का प्रॉब्लम है, अटेंशन चले जाता है, फ़ोन पे चले जाते हैं या फैफिंग अराउंड टॉकिंग टू डिफरेंट पीपल अबाउट रैंडम स्टफ। अगर काम की बात करें तो चलेगा, बट ऐसा होता है, बहुत अटेंशन स्पैन कम है आजकल के यूथ में, तो फोकस नहीं है, मतलब इवन इफ आई एम टॉकिंग ऑन सेट, आई एम ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट्स। पता नहीं मेरे में शायद वो ज़्यादा है ऐसे कि रैंडम भी अगर मैं किसी से भी बात कर रहा हूँ तो मैं सिर्फ काम की बातें करता हूँ, एंड आई डोंट टेक फोन कॉल्स, आई डोंट रिप्लाई टू मैसेजेस, नथिंग। लोगों को पता चलता है मैं शूट पे हूँ करके कोई पिंग भी नहीं करता।
बट एज यू राइटली सेड दैट nowadays the attention span is very less, and filmmaking, like every part of it is about being present, like you talk about any part of it, and you are on the set for 16 hours, 18 hours, and sometime you don't know. So in that scenario, how difficult it is for the new talents?
Focus is very important. In any field, in life also, if you focus on something you can achieve anything. So and it's an art form, no matter what you say, even if it's a painting or it's a photograph or it's an editing software or something, it's an art form. How much ever you put yourself into it, it only gets better. So if producer owns me for 12 hours, I have to give him 12 hours. That is one of the reason I don't smoke. I want to be on set all the time. I don't even go to pee, that's the wrong thing, but I think ki if I go to pee and I lose my attention and then I'll come back and maybe I'll refocus myself, regather. I eat also lot less, but I eat so much that I can give my energy on set. So that is lacking, I think. So focus is very important. Focus is the only thing that comes, I think everything is covered if you have focus.
So like that's your individual self.
Yeah,
like
of course.
You don't want to lose the focus, but now the new talents, like you might be meeting like in your classes and all,
Sure.
but they are not that focused, but they have talent. So how you how you tell them ki how to manage that situation?
If you have talent, then you can do multiple things. You can make vlogs, or you can do travel videos, or you can do food blogging, or you can do anything. But if you are focused about cinematography, then while vlogging you can do cinematography also. While traveling also you can do cinematography. If you have hobbies like sports or something like that, try cinematography in that. You might get a sports film, then that might help you. If you do clubbing, then think about cinematography in that clubbing while watching the lighting or observing something, that might help you in cinematography. So if your focus is cinematography, you might observe things in a different way. But if you're not focused, then you might.
बट ऐसा होता है कि बच्चे आ रहे हैं आपके पास और बोल रहे हैं कि सर मुझे मेरा वीलॉगिंग करना है, इसलिए भी मुझे सिनेमेटोग्राफी सीखना है?
See, as long as they're learning from me, I also learn from them, because if I can only speak what I know. If I want to gain something, then I need new information,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that's how I think introvert people can learn.
Yeah.
Interacting with people who wants to learn. So you will not. I don't know what the world is saying.
Yeah.
So if I stop them, then I'm losing out on information. which might be having a different perspective on a different things, which I don't like building perspective for anything. ऐसा है तो ऐसा है, मतलब अभी आपको ऐसा लग रहा है तो it's okay. I mean, it's your perspective. So why
बस
not?
इतना ही अनबोदर्ड होना है मुझे लाइफ में.
मतलब अगर अभी ये पूछ रहा था लाइटिंग कैसा है, बोला ठीक है तेरे को सही लग रहा है तो सही है, अभी मतलब इसमें क्या गलत है,
बस
गलत
इतना ही अनबोदर्ड होना है.
मतलब if you're bothered out, if you're too pre-decided on things, then you're not exploring.
Yeah.
Then you will have problem with everything. Then you'll start pointing at mistakes.
And stop learning.
Stop learning, because that is what people do. I mean, the more focused people.
कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि मतलब यंग पीपल आ रहे हैं and they are telling about some shot and you thought कि ये मेरे दिमाग में क्यों नहीं आया, next time मैं try करूँगा, ऐसा कभी हुआ है?
ऐसे कभी नहीं हुआ, because I have I don't have a particular way of looking at things.
No.
Even if you see my work, my past work, there is nothing same. Everything is different from everything. I mean, there's no style. I don't have a style. I can do. I've shot realistic cinema. I've shot biopic. I've shot an horror comedy. I've shot an music video. I've shot ads. I've shot all kind of stuff. I mean, if I had a niche, if I had a particular way of approaching things, then I would have not worked in this different formats. So even if someone asks me who's your favorite DOP, I don't have a favorite DOP. I don't have a favorite director. I don't have a favorite film. I think that binds you in a way that limits you somewhere, having favoritism.
That's a very deep and beautiful thing, because like if you have something favorite, you just run behind that कि okay, नहीं वो मेरा favorite है तो मुझे उसके साथ काम करना है.
Correct. See, you can like few things. That is very natural instinct of liking yellow or a blue. But you cannot say कि blue is bad, even if you like yellow. That is your choice. I mean, someone can like blue and hate yellow. You can still have your instinct and saying, I like this. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong in someone else liking something else.
So you are this evolved.
Evolved.
He didn't let me complete the question.
I like the word evolved. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry.
No.
Come again.
I really like that, you know, that spur of the moment answer. You know?
Yes, finish it.
No. I just wanted to know that that is your spiritual side or is your nature?
I'm just learning. I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm open to learning.
While talking to you, I'm learning so much, right? You know, that being in myself and still how I can be so open to new approaches and to learn and process things the way I want, not the way world want me to process. So it's a very, very beautiful thing. So जब कोई अपना career start कर रहा होता है, the most of the time happens that they are confused with the budget. Okay, and they might have worked on a small project, okay, where there is no freedom with the budget, but then they get the bigger project. So what approach they should keep?
So I would say, I also did a lot of, when I was starting, I did not get the biggest projects. So I started small only. The thing is, I had experience with me behind, because when I was assisting, I did handle bigger sets. So while doing small projects also, I had a bigger vision of अगर यहाँ पे window है तो यहाँ पे कौन सा light हो सकता था या वैसे. So if you don't have that opportunity of having that experience with you, because I had so many years with me, but I would say learn from the DOPs or learn from people who are experienced, and go to the warehouses where light vendors usually keep their lights, bigger lights. So you won't afford to get them on sets all the time. Minimum you can do is go visit to the light vendor and tell them to show me your bigger lights, because I cannot afford bigger lights on set, I cannot hire them. But they don't need to spend also because their lights are already there. You just go and switch them on and see how that effects are working or not. Ask them, they will share their experiences. For sure they will share their experience. अरे मेरे ज़माने में ऐसा होता था, ऐसा करके कुछ तो बोल देंगे. But then your mindset will open to bigger lights, and you'll eventually have experience of how to handle bigger sources. It's very simple of knowing a smaller source and a bigger source. Is that easy? Then while shooting your small projects, you still know your capabilities of bigger things. So I think that is the only way you can make it work. You cannot just go on sets and directly start doing big things.
Do you think that nowadays there are too much of political interference in the film industry, and because of that there is creative limitation?
Whether I deny or accept it, it is there. Lot of agenda propaganda films are made. Even if it's a ruling party or opposition party, whatever you say, it is affecting our film industry, and it is affecting because Bollywood has a lot of impact on people.
Yes.
And every film, I think every cinema, wherever in the world, has impact on their population. But I think that's how manipulations are being done over the years. It is, I mean, I accept it in a lot of ways. A lot of films, Files and all those films are made because of
The
political reasons.
You know what? I'm really impressed with this answer because I thought you'll say, नहीं मैं तो कैमरे के पीछे रहता हूँ तो मुझे पता नहीं है, but I'm really
For sure.
impressed.
Because I was very much involved in Main Atalu. Atal ji was one of the kindest person in the country. He never worked for his political party. He had a very clear vision of his country. He always wanted to work for his country. Being a politician also, he was more inclined towards humanity and more towards his country. Be it Hindu, because he was obviously Hindu. But he never forced any any cultural background to anyone. He was more towards the country's progress. He was the only politician who was liked by the opposition.
Yes.
And he was sent internationally by the opposition to represent the country. He was the only one because he was very clear about his thoughts. And he was a poet, he was an artist. That's why I loved to shoot his film in a very artistic way. I mean, if you see frames, if you see my lighting, director Ravi Jadhav, he gave me brief कि देखना ये एक artist की film है. Don't treat it as a biopic of a politician. Treat it as a biopic of an artist. Although the film has a lot of politics background, and obviously his life had a lot of politics.
Yes.
A new party coming up in a country which was always ruled by the other opposition, and then how the party came up and how he led the country thrice, being a prime minister. But his personal journey, he never did anything for himself. He never even married. So how dedicated he was for the country, but how politically the script was manipulated. I knew the process.
Yeah.
So I was very affected by that. So that's why I could say that.
So do you think the censorship is coming and the film is also political motivated?
Somewhere, yes. A lot of things get cut out of the films if they're telling, even if they're telling a true story. If it is manipulating the crowd, and even if it's guiding the crowd in the right way, it might get cut out of the film. So while writing also, they need to get a political check on a lot of biopics that are made. नहीं ये नहीं बता सकते, this will give a bad impression even if it is wrong or right. तो वो तो censorship is post the film is made, but this happens while scripting only. So a lot of things are cut.
So the film have always had a positive or negative impact on public.
Of course.
Okay, and do you think that the films are made today, they are more to spread uh, ruling parties' propaganda?
Yeah, of course. They're propaganda film straight away. Well, everyone can say it.
And with even they are trying to manipulate the history also?
Of course, it is. I mean, once other party was ruling, there were films being made, and now the other party is ruling. The other films are made, and there's nothing wrong or right. Political is a dirty game altogether. I mean, it is affecting the cinema because cinema has the biggest impact on the country. It is almost like erasing history and changing history, for that matter. And yeah, it has been done.
So these kind of films which are political motivated, they are impacting the film industry in a good way or in a negative way?
Uh, I would say both ways. Good way when people are watching the film and coming to the theaters is a good way. I mean, at least people are coming to the theaters to watch some films. In a bad way, I mean, it will obviously time will pass and people will know कि these were the times where these films were made. That way, it's bad for cinema.
So,
So
like,
it will remember. It will be remembered in a phase of years. This phase where this party ruling and this phase where this party ruling. So that way is bad.
it's like one of the biggest hit of the of this year was kind of manipulated the history of the film, but when it comes to filmmaking, it was marvelous, right? So, what's your thought about it?
I don't like national films. I see films as an individual thought. मतलब, as long as when the films like Border or whichever film, the films patriotic film, I don't like those kind of films only because it just changes the mindset of people who are living in that country. Just for patriotism. I mean, patriotism comes in your act. It doesn't come if you're serving at the borders. I mean, heads off to the people who are serving at the borders. But you cannot. If I'm living in this country, I'm following the orders, I'm following the signals, I'm paying all the taxes. If that is my patriotism to the country, I'm following all the rules for the country. That is my patriotism. I don't have to say Jai Hind or whatever. I don't have to be politically correct in what I'm saying, but I'm still following my country. I'm respecting my country. I'm respecting my national flag, and I'm very patriotic without saying the slogans, without marching on the floors. That is my patriotism. I mean, I don't have to show it in any other way.
As a cinematographer, do you think that international films are give you more freedom to express than the Indian film industry?
It all depends on the money, because when the money comes in, you stop experimenting. If the budgets are low, you have less days to shoot, and you have time constraint, you have budget constraint, you have limitations on equipment, you have limitations on time to shoot the. So art, obviously, if you give 100 days to a small budget movie, would look different in terms of cinematography, and if you give just 10 days to a big budget movie, it will look shit. So you need time, and time obviously means money.
Money.
Whereas we are still suffering for budgets. So we have to think as per the budget, not as per what we want.
But don't you think that when the international technicians are brought here for the Indian film, they are given more freedom when it comes to budget and expression?
Correct. They only bought on the films those have budget. They have not. They are not bought in the films that don't have budget. So budget's open for them. And if they think that way, but there are filmmakers like Dibakar Banerjee who was bought. Nikos, I was assisting Nikos. So Dibakar Banerjee had a low budget, like Love, Sex and Dhokha was shot on Handycam. It was
Really?
literally shot on Handycam. But that DOP was open for that kind of a work. That's why he was bought in. If you would say कि नहीं मैं बड़े कैमरा पे शूट करूंगा, मैं ऐसे लाइट चूज करूंगा, ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, तो चल भाग जाओ वापस. So people who are bought here either have, because I have assisted lot of foreigner DOPs. I was one of the famous assistant for assisting foreigner DOPs. They were either having no work there, that's why they were coming here, or they were just starting. So they were experimenting in India, lack of knowledge, lack of information, and they were experimenting here, and that's how they got work, or they were not getting DP work out there. That's why they get work in India. There is no famous DOP which shot Hollywood movies and then they came here and shot Bollywood movies. There are no one. You can name anyone.
Okay. Okay. Now the lot of vertical films are made. Like,
Vertical films.
yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
It's a different genre. It's okay. I'm okay to adapt actually. I've not shot anything yet. I mean, vertical I've shot. Advertising are shot on different formats.
Yeah.
I've not shot a vertical series yet. So my thought on it would be like how when I was assisting a lot of people, a lot of DOPs were shooting on film cameras. They were very persistent about not using digital cameras. But I was saying when I was assisting, I was suggesting them shoot with digital cameras. There is nothing because this is the future. So if you not adapt now, you might forced to adapt to it later. Rather learn now. So I am okay to learning. I am okay to AI also. I am okay with understanding the new technology rather than stopping myself from not doing it.
So you're talking about AI, and there's a very beautiful film, Tum Tak. So that was re-released again with the different end using AI. I don't know if you're aware of it.
I'm not aware.
So it was re-released, changing the end with the AI.
Achha.
And there was a lot of, mixed emotions, and reaction, like, how come AI can be used and change the end of the film and all. So I don't know if you're aware of it.
No, I'm not aware of. I don't know where I was lost.
So if something happens to a film, what would be your thought about it?
I would see the film as a film. I would not see the process behind it. If the film is making me think, then it's a good film. Why would I see the process behind it? I avoid seeing BTSs or backstories of the film which are good. I avoid completely. I have not seen BTS of Lagan. I have not seen BTS of any good film because the process which they went through was their experiences on that project. Even if I see that, I will not be able to repeat it in my life. So I rather have my own experiences and my own, because if I see something, then it is there in my conscious. Then I might not have that experience.
So as a teacher, you won't suggest your student to go and watch the old films to get some idea and all?
No, I don't suggest them.
Then what do you suggest?
I suggest them be as open, as creative as possible, because everyone is creative. Everyone is different. And if you, I don't see films a lot. If you see films and then you already have ideas from those films. So if that film was not made, then how would that idea come? It is originally coming from the human brain, and human brain is faster than anything in the world. Even if you've not seen anything, you still have dreams about things you have not seen.
Yes.
That means human mind can create things. And I don't take ideas from AIs. I mean, even if there is a script, I don't put scripts in AI. I don't seek help from AI. I only use it as an aid to my ideas. I don't take ideas from AI because it will only give ideas which are there already on somewhere. It will just shuffle me and give me an idea which is already there. So I think my brain is still capable enough to give me fresh ideas. On the set, I go spontaneously and I think, okay, this is not working, maybe try this. And that is my fresh idea. I know I have not seen it anywhere. So that is my true nature. This is how I work. And that is working till now. It's working for me. When it stops working, I might switch to AI and they my idea.
And that's what you want to teach your students also.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So coming back to vertical films, Now the timing of those films are very limited,
Yeah, very
60
short.
to
Yeah.
90 second. So
Yeah.
when you're limited and time bound,
Mm.
how much creative expression or freedom do you have?
So verticals are still series.
Hmm.
I mean, we still have an hour of the series. It's just cut down to a minute or something.
Hmm.
But the whole story has been told in an hour.
Hmm.
So if you think it, think as if the project is for 1 hour,
Hmm.
then you still have the freedom to shoot it as a film
Hmm.
altogether, rather than thinking as 1 minute में मैं क्या दिखा सकता हूँ.
Hmm. Hmm.
So think as if you're holding the audience from episode 1 to 50
Hmm.
in one go,
Hmm.
then it will make an interesting impact on people rather than making 1 minute impact on every episode.
But this is what happening now, because every 1 minute episode should be interesting to go to another episode. So, do you have that much of capability to create that much excitement in that 1 minute?
But I think that is what is where people are lagging. People should not focus on 1 minute. People should make people think ki maybe there is something in the 50th minute. You don't need to beg for attention. If you make that 1 hour interesting enough, you will land up in a space where people will watch your one hour film. You don't have to attract people for 1 minute, because then you're not focusing on the whole story, just focusing on every minute.
Yes.
That is the trap I think filmmakers are getting trapped with. Because even in advertising, there is only 30 seconds you have to tell the story. But you can still tell the story. But here, the budgets are only for, even if you're shooting for a 1 hour film, you have to shoot in, I think, 3 to 4 days only.
Yes.
So you don't have the freedom to shoot every shot, make it special. You have to make those 3 days, 4 days special.
So today, if I want to join your class, what question I should ask to you that you will feel, okay, she is eligible for my classes?
I don't expect anything actually. If the student don't come with baggage already, that I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and now I want to learn, then they fail. If they come with open heart and want to learn anything, I would teach them. If they are sharing their experience, I don't know, because of maybe they have approached many cinematographers, or people wants to know what we have done in past. Maybe that's why they explain me all the past experiences. But my personal approach is, if even if I've done 25 years of experience, I'm still open to learn new things, and I still think I don't know anything. Still now, I think I don't know anything, and that is how you should learn. You should learn. It is very difficult to unlearn what you have done.
Yes.
So come with an empty bag or an empty bucket. Only then you will fill and take something back. Is what I think.
So this is your suggestion
This
to
is my
the
suggestion to whoever comes to me and wants to. I will straight away in a live session or wherever I'm mentoring or wherever I'm starting, I would say that जो भी सीखा है वो भूल जाओ और कुछ सीखने के हिसाब से आ रहे हो तो आओ. Then you will be able to learn something.
So now we are going to ask some rapid fire questions.
Sure.
You have to be really quick.
Sure.
Okay. So film school or film set?
Film set.
Degree or experience?
Experience.
Government support or creative freedom?
Creative freedom.
Censorship or chaos?
Chaos.
Rules or instinct?
Instinct.
Safe cinema or risky cinema?
Risky cinema.
Watch the old films or work on your impulse?
Work on your impulse.
Why?
Because every human being is made differently. Every creative person can think differently. And if you are on a place where you can decide and create something, I think that's how you can see new things. Otherwise, you will see only what has been done already. So when you see things which are already been done, you might subconsciously repeat it. But if you're not aware of what's been done, you might repeat it, but that's your way of saying things. I'm not saying you will not repeat anything which is done. I'm not saying my work doesn't repeat what is already been done. But I know okay, this is what I wanted on that day. So that is my instinct of taking things. If someone is slapping me, I might stop him. That is simple. Maybe defensive. If you learn defensive, you learn the same thing. But that is your instinct which you're building in. So how you build instinct is observe everything as a cinematographer or as a person. Observe light, observe people, observe places, observe time, observe everything what comes your way, and then try to implement it in your work. You might create something new. I mean, there is a possibility. If you're already building your world around things which are already done, then you're killing your instinct, I think so.
Again, we are getting back to rapid fire.
Okay.
One lens you can't live without.
One set of lens, I would say. Block lenses.
Okay. Actor who understands camera best.
A particular actor? I don't want to name anyone. I don't want to name. I admire all of them actually.
Oh, clever answer. Most overrated filmmaking trend?
Overrated filmmaking trend. Horror comedy.
Natural light or artificial?
Natural.
One thing audience does not understand about cinema.
I don't think so. They should understand cinema.
They should not understand the making of it. They should concentrate on end product.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay. Fear or excitement before shoot?
Fear with excitement, I think so. Yeah, it's combined.
Okay. Film versus ad. Where is real creativity?
Film.
One scene you wish you shot.
I don't have anything in mind.
You know what? I already knew the answer for it.
I don't feel like nothing.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for having me.
talking so much on Dear Voice podcast.
And my voice is gone actually.
Actually, I really had fun talking to you and knowing a lot of and different side of filmmaking. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.